Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, family. Good morning, fam. Good morning, fam. Here we are again today at the park with Toby Tobes and Title Pros. What you seeing, bud? Oh, you seeing the people leaving the dog park? There's a dog park over there, but we don't go into it. We're not allowed in there. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody today? As you can see, something's got Toby's attention. He's looking way over there in the distance to the dog park. We use the whole park, not just the little dog park. Hey, Sandrine, how you doing today? Did I pronounce that right? Welcome, fam. We're here with number one boy, Toby, today. We just got done with our bike ride, and now we're about to go for a walk. We're on a muscle building journey for both of us, really. He's got to get more buff for his show ring, and I need to lose weight as always. Lifelong journey, weight loss. But I don't let it get me down. As you can see, we're overcast today. No sunshine, but it's nice and bright. Bright enough for us. I think we're supposed to get a cold front come through today. Not sure how cold it's going to get. Oh, you're from France? We're here in the USA, as you can tell by my accent and my language. Crazy how the seasons change here so fast in where we live here in Michigan. Just last week it was in the 90s and we were sweating it out. And now this week we're in the 50s and 60s. I think yesterday we made it to the upper 70s. I didn't look in the afternoon. Hey, Toby, that tree needs some water. You ready to go? Are you ready to go for our walk? What part of France are you from, Sandrine? Whoops, whoops, whoops. Here we go. I got my selfie stick out today thinking that maybe I can hold it steadier. Hold the camera steadier than normal. I bounced so dang hard. Oh yeah, he's a beautiful boy. He's a border collie. He'll be 3 years old the end of next month. Come on, Tobe. He participates in the dog shows and the fast cat. He runs a little over 24 miles an hour. 24 point, I think his average is like 24.2 to 24.5 miles an hour. He's not the fastest, but he gets it. He can definitely run faster than me. Yep, he's a quick one. And he's super gentle. He loves everybody, human or dog. He chases the cats and the rabbits, of course. No, not the cats. I'm sorry, the squirrels and the rabbits. But the cats he usually gets along with. We got a cat at home, and it's his best friend, Ike. They hang out all the time. Hey, Melanie, how are you today? Hi, Grayson. Thanks for joining. We just got done with our bike ride, and we're on our cool-off walk around the park now. Try to get a lap in. I'm not sure my knee's really wiped out. It's been hurting pretty good for the last few days. It hurt enough to have to take a painkiller. I need to get down and get a doctor's appointment to go get a shot in my knee. They've been putting steroid shots in my knees to ease the pain, the inflammation, and the help is like instantaneous pain relief. They give me the injection, and before I hop off the table, the pain's gone. Hey, Dennis Bigfoot, what's happening? We're here at the county fairgrounds. Here, these are the livestock buildings where they house the pigs and the chickens, and they have all the shows. Down there are the horse barns, and we'll walk over that way. And on the other side is the horse rings. I don't know what they call them. Oh, I gotta do some Toby duty here. One of the rules here in the park is you got to clean up after your dog. So I'm gonna have to set you guys down for a second. Coffee time. All right. How do you drink your coffee? Oops, that ain't gonna work. I like the coffee black. Cowboy coffee, we call it. Let's see if I can get this together while I do my Toby duty. I use these diaper bags that they use for the diapers with the little handle ties on them. They seem that they're bigger than the poopy bags on a roll that come on the roll, and with them little handle ties on them, makes it easier to. There's still no plastic bag that keeps the smell away. I usually double bag them if I got to put them in my shorts pocket. I wear the shorts with the big pockets on the sides, and I keep the treats and all the poopy bags and even the filled ones in there till we get to someplace I can dump them. Yuck. But I tell you, let's see if I can get this to work right. The smell still goes through the bags, no matter how you tie them. So I save all the old Ziploc bags. Come on, Tobes. Come on, buddy. I save all our Ziploc baggies from food storage. After, when you store your onion or whatever in there, leftovers, I save those, and I keep I keep them in my pocket there to put the bags in. So I bag the bags, and even the smell still comes through the Ziploc bags. It's crazy. Dog poop stinks. Yeah, it's overcast. You can see the clouds. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's real comfortable. I'm thinking it's about 68 or 70 degrees. I'm in a t-shirt. Toby said he didn't need to put anything on today. He just wears his regular coat. Maybe we won't be on a super sniff walk today, Tobe. When I use this retractable leash, I usually let him do the sniff walking, where he just does what he wants to do, versus being semi in the heel position. He's so excited. I wish I didn't have to keep a leash on him, but I'll show you what's going on. We're in a county park, so we got to follow the rules. He's not a runner unless there's a squirrel or a rabbit. He'll chase after him. But there's the rules. So while we're in this park, we got to be on a leash. All pets must be on a leash. Which rule, because you'd be surprised at how many dogs don't have any manners. I'd say there's more dogs that don't get any type of training to behave and to be civil than there are that do. On our morning walks in the neighborhood, or when we walk in our neighborhood, there's dogs that are chained up to trees out behind their houses that never go nowhere. They never go for walks. They're just tied up to them trees all the time, 24/7. Probably out there all winter long too. I'll have to look this coming winter. No matter how long or short the leash is, Toby's at the end of it. Look, 16-foot leash. Yes, the masks were are like colanders, everything going right through them. Come here, dog. Come here, dog. Come on, where are you supposed to be? Where are you supposed to be? He knows obedience. We practice obedience. We go to classes. He knows heel and fetch and all this good stuff. But he's very, very strong-willed. Either that or I'm a really, really weak pack leader. But he's very strong-willed, and he wants to do what he wants to do. He's a real good boy, though. He doesn't give me no trouble. He's not outside barking when he's out in the yard. He doesn't bite anybody. He's super friendly. He wants to meet every dog. And I saw people with homemade cloth masks during the COVID, and I just laughed. That's not doing nothing. And like you said, as it turned out, the masks weren't doing nothing. None of the masks, except for the wasn't there the special surgical mask that actually, I don't remember the names of them anymore. It's so long ago. I've got an emergency one in the car still, and sealed up. That was crazy. They wouldn't let you go nowhere without a mask during the COVID. When they finally let you go someplace. I know they had Michigan locked down. We were locked down. We couldn't go to the store. The governor even wouldn't even let us buy seeds to go to to plant gardens that year. That was crazy. I was lucky though. One of my relatives worked at a store that sold seeds, and I was able to get garden seeds and plant my garden that year. That's crazy. Rules for thee, but not for me. And then our governor took off in the middle of the night and went to Florida during the middle of the lockdown to visit relatives. And when she came back and everybody found out about it, she said, "Oh, it's different. It's different for me. It was an emergency," she said. Ha 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 ha. Like it's an emergency for everybody else. The M395, there you go. That sounds familiar. I can remember in my construction days, we had the mask, the big rubber masks with the screw-on filters. And when we got fitted for them, they made everybody shave their beards so that the mask would seal to the faces, so everybody would be safe. Uh-oh, this message is held for review. Let's see what it says. Up your arse. Oh man, cool, David W. Thanks for stopping by and contributing. Oh, a cucumber. Very cool. We grow cucumbers. I've got four different kinds growing right now in the garden. We've got the line called Marketmore. Another one called Burpless, And then one it just says Armenian cucumbers. Those are pretty cool. They're real tasty. They look wild. And then we've got the it's a Japanese. What's it called? The green dragon, the Japanese green dragon. They grow super long. They grow really good. We've been feeding the neighborhood with cucumbers. They're just now really starting to come in real heavy. They've been coming in all along. I've been giving them away for a while. Guy can only eat so many cucumbers, along with all the other stuff growing. But the neighbors love it. I think they like living next to me as far as the garden goes. I deliver bags of veggies every couple of days. I plant a lot. And the family, I hand out to the family too. Hooking everybody up. The peppers have changed colors. They're getting ripe. They're just about ready to pick all the different bell peppers. We've got green, of course, purple, red, orange, and yellow bell peppers. Hey, Shark, what's happening, bro? We're all good. We're all good. You see, we're out and about moving. As long as we're on this side of the grass and not the other side of the grass, everything's cool. We've got jalapeno peppers also, and poblano peppers. The poblanos are huge. In another week, I'll be picking those. The mild strain this year. I can't eat the hot stuff, so I'm just growing them for flavor this year, not heat. Yeah, Shark, how's things with you, man? I know you're online every day. I see you live every day. Gaming. I always wonder why, come on, Tobe, come on. Why you and Assad don't game together. There's another dog over there. Here's another dog over here. The dog wants to come meet Toby, and Toby's always ready to meet another dog. If he wants to meet, it's okay.
Okay.
Toby's real friendly. You see, he was laying down. I'm live streaming here too.
Her best friend is an Australian Shepherd.
Okay.
Used to shepherding dogs.
That's a baby.
Hi, baby.
This is Toby. He'll be 3 years old the end of next month.
3.
Okay.
Also 3. What a pretty dog.
Toby's super friendly. He's a
pretty dog.
professional dog meter and greeter. As long as the dogs don't he's intact. So, he's ready to fight at the drop of a hat. But as long as he's ready to play now.
Yeah, see, she just wants to play. That's how she plays.
Okay. I heard the squealing and thought,
Yeah,
oh.
see, like I said, my son's dog and his Australian Shepherd, and they play full tilt.
Okay,
You know
okay.
what I mean? They just, she can just go.
That's what he's ready for all the time. I don't take him in the dog park because one of the places that we train at, and he goes to school, the contract says no dog parks because you never know people's
Vaccinations and all
Yeah,
that sort
yeah.
of stuff. Exactly right.
so we're not allowed in there, but he likes to play everywhere we go.
Yeah, this is a player, and again, he was kind of raised by my son's dog, who's, like I said, is an Australian Shepherd and a
Okay.
professional player.
Yep.
He just loves to play. So what kind of dog?
He's a border collie.
Border collie.
Yep. He's from I got him in
Bigger bones,
Northwest Illinois. Yeah, he's a big border collie.
Yeah.
They grow them big out west and down south. Here, I show him in the dog show ring, and all the other. He's usually the biggest dog.
Oh yeah.
There's only been one other bigger dog than him that we've shown. We've only been at it like a year and a half, and that dog won it all, and he was probably a good 2 inches taller than Toby. Toby's 20 inches, And so that dog was probably 22,
Yeah, I'd
I
say
would
good
guess.
40 pounds, 45
Oh,
pounds.
yeah, 55. He was at 5,
Wow.
and he's been on a diet for
Just looks like
months
a
and
lot of
months.
hair. I thought maybe
Oh
there
yeah,
was
he's
a
all
smaller
hair.
dog in there somewhere, you
Yep,
know?
yep, yep.
Yeah.
And you said this guy's 3?
This
Like,
little
what's his
girl
name?
is
Her?
3
Oh,
plus, yeah.
okay.
Is
What's her name?
a miniature schnauzer.
Her name?
It's supposed to be a salt and pepper, but it's clearly more salt than pepper.
Gotcha.
And a tail, of course.
We're out. We just got done with our bike ride, and we're out for a cool down lap.
Yeah, nice day.
And
this dog probably is not loving the heat, but Lucy does really well in the heat.
yeah, he's been hanging out in the basement a lot.
Yeah.
Down on the cool
As
pavement.
does my son's dog, yeah.
But
Got that cool kind of undercoat thing going on.
he's probably wearing about a third of his coat right now, because the groomers that I take him to, they dig all that undercoat out.
Yeah.
And he's a lot smaller than.
Yeah.
If he had all his coat on him, he'd look about 10 pounds heavier at the least. He's super hairy. He's got big pants back here.
Yeah, just
I mean,
like
it'll go crazy.
My son, Australian.
I sent him to a lady that shows Briards. She's just a little short little lady like this, and her dogs are this big. But she's a well-known in the dog show world here in this area, and that's who he goes to. And she's doing a real good job on him.
Yeah, good-looking dog.
We go all over.
Dog.
Yeah, I got lucky when I found him. I got him on a pet contract, where it was a spay or neuter.
Oh, okay.
And then when he got to dog school, they were like, "Oh, you got to show that dog." And I told him, "No,
you're a beauty.
He's on a pet contract. I can't show him, and I got to neuter him." And so finally, when he was a year old, I talked to the breeder again, and I got him all groomed up real nice, and sent pictures to the groomer and the breeder, and the breeder said, "We'll change the contract. You can show him." So that's what we've been ever since. We're behind though, because he didn't get any of the ring training until he was a year old, when they finally changed. They didn't want the dog school didn't want to put the training into him, and I didn't want to spend the money for it. But we do okay.
Yeah, good fun. Hey,
Take it easy.
Day.
Yep, you too.
Stay dry. I think we're gonna get a little rain.
Come on, Tobosaurus. That's a nice dog, nice fella. Let's see where we're at in the chat. Same old. LOL. And I was gonna play with Danger on Green Hell, but he plays on PC and I play on PS5. Oh, I didn't know they didn't link together. I thought everything linked together online. I thought all them games linked together online. I thought you played everything together. Dennis, is that what you do for a living? Are you a mechanic? If so, man, you could come over here and put this fan motor in for me. I got it. My heater fan motor went. I've replaced it once before myself, but I hate climbing underneath the dashboard. It's no fun. I bought the part a week ago and still haven't done it. I've just been riding with the windows down. Certain games you can play with everyone, but sadly Green Hell wasn't on the list. You and Assad are killing it, man. You guys upload every day, hours and hours and hours. Every day on my notifications, I see Assad's got all kinds of videos uploaded. I don't have the time. I've got the interest, but I don't have all that kind of time. I leave the YouTube on all day while I'm working on one of the monitors in the corner, just on a little window. But I can only interact a little bit because I got to work. A lot of the stuff I do, I can't take my eyes off it. When you're comparing documents or reading legal documents or descriptions, mapping descriptions, things like that, property, you can't take your eyes off it or you lose your place. Well, I guess it's break time. Oh, your first time changing a water pump? Man, decades ago when I was a young guy, when the cars were easier to work on though, uh, I did all kinds of auto work on my own vehicles. I'd even go to the junkyards and pulled parts off of the junk cars myself, and take them home and slap them on my own vehicles. Everything up here rusts out because all the vehicles, because they use salt on the roads during the wintertime. And early on, when I was in my 20s, I had a couple of vehicles that had different colored doors on them. It seems like the only doors I could ever find, and they were different vehicles. They weren't like the same things. Uh, Blue doors. I had a couple vehicles with blue doors on them. It was funny as hell. One was an American-made car, and one was a foreign-made car. One was white with blue doors, and the other one was brown with blue doors. It was stupid. But now I pay the professionals to do it because I figure I'll pay somebody else to do it while I'm working in it because I can work and make more money than they're going to charge me. And then two things get done, if that makes any sense. Hey, Nate, how are you doing? Glad to see you stop by. Exactly. Exactly. That's me in this heater fan motor. It's only like 6 screws and it's real easy to do, but normally I just take it down to the garage, but tax time's coming in. Is it next month? Yeah, September 16th, September 15th. The next quarterlies are due. I got to save every penny I can right now, so I'm gonna do it myself. You know, when you do it yourself, you can buy a better part, a better grade of part than. One moment, Mondre needs some help really quick. Hey, tell your mom I said hi. Haven't talked to her in a long time. Deb's car got totaled out, and it was only a couple thousand to fix it, but the insurance company didn't want to pay it because the car's got 250,000 miles on it. So she took the insurance payout and bought the wreck back from them. It's not even a wreck, and had the garage fix it, and it was less than $2,000 worth of damage. But it's not something we could have fixed at home to save any money. Look at this dog. Everywhere we go, everybody loves him. I let everybody pet him. That's the kind of dog he is. Petting dog. He loves everybody and loves all the dogs, and he's ready to play, but he's also ready to throw down. If you bring him grief, bring him violence, he'll get down with them. But he's mostly a lover, not a fighter. Oh, come on, Toby, let's get headed over to the car. We need to get going. We got to start our day. It's already, 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. We got out of the house really late today. I slept in. I don't think it was. I think it was after 7, but before I even got out of bed. And then we putzed around for a little bit. Of course, you got to look at the garden, eat green beans and snap peas, load up the car, come out. We're probably 3 miles from the house, but it's 3 miles through the city. So it takes more time than just if you're going 3 miles down the expressway. Then we got to get here. And once we do, I got to put the bike together, unload the bicycle, put it together. And get our bike ride in, cool down, walk, and get home and get to work. That's our normal routine. But we usually get here 6:30, 7 o'clock. I think the camera's a lot steadier. Up by 7. What part of the country are you in, Bigfoot? I'm in Michigan. Aren't you gonna pee on that, Toby? I reminded him. I was telling folks yesterday I bought an old fire hydrant off of Craigslist and stuck it in the backyard, and Toby still hasn't peed on it. Out every fire hydrant when we're walking, but not the one in his yard. Dogs are funny. North Carolina coastal area, Wilmington. Oh, I got a friend in Wilmington. Her name's Sandy. You guys get tossed around by them hurricanes, don't you? And the season just getting going, isn't it? Isn't there a storm out in the Atlantic right now? About 3 months ago, I turned off my TV and haven't really been watching the cable TV at all. So I haven't seen the Weather Channel. I haven't seen the news stations or nothing. All I know is I think I saw something about a hurricane somewhere, but I'm out of the loop. When I was a construction worker, I used to watch that Weather Channel like it was a religious channel or something. It's all I'd watch it for hours. Last thing I'd look at going to bed. If I woke up in the middle of the night, I'd put it on because I worked outside, you know. First thing in the morning, I'd put it on. If it rained, no work. Do you evacuate during them hurricanes when they tell you to leave, or do you stick around? I know they got evacuations sometimes. When I was a little kid, we came here and barbecued and played in the park area where the dog park's at right now. That's where the playground was way back in the day, in the late 60s, early 70s. I think that playground was there until probably 10 years ago. But anyway, we came and barbecued and played all day when we were little kids. And of course, we'd come for the demolition derby. when we were little kids, we were at all the county fairs, all the different fairs, all the different carnivals. And now, like my grandkids, if they go to one carnival or fair every couple of years, that's a lot for them. Kids don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Do you fish out there in coastal North Carolina, Dennis? I think I've seen on TV where that's a great fishery area out there for centuries. Nope, did that with Florence and got stranded out of home for 3 weeks due to the flooding. We were on Carolina Beach back then. Now we're inland, which ain't much, huh? Does the flood surges, the storm surges go in the 10 miles? Well, I guess it would depend on the topography. Is that what's that the right word? There's hills and valleys between you and the water. I'm trying to think. I think my friend Sandy lives in Wilmington. I believe that's where she lives. I haven't seen her, and we worked together on back in the 20 teens, mid 20 teens, down in Kentucky. And I've kept in touch since. We were a little family. We were over there over a year. And you know, when you work on the road in big crews, you form little families, little groups. I haven't fished this much this year either. But back in the day, before I started traveling for work, right now I've been in study here in Michigan for the last 5 years. But like when I come home, I didn't pick up all my old activities or hobbies. Because, well, first thing, COVID was in the country and you couldn't go anywhere. So I got out. You know, when you get out of the habit of doing things, sometimes it's hard to get back into them. We did a lot of fishing last summer and the summer before. Me and the grandsons, we went all over fishing. I got them new fishing poles last Christmas, I'm thinking it was. The Christmas before. Yeah, we fished and fished last year, but this year we didn't go, though I don't think those fishing poles came out I think we went one time this year. Back when gasoline was 99 cents a gallon, I used to travel. I'd go far every day to go fishing and come home with big fish. There was salmon on the east side of Michigan. There was salmon back then, but now there's not. All the bait fish that they ate, they're no longer around because of invasive fishes. But on the west side of the state, they still catch salmon. But here you still catch trout. You catch a few salmon depending on where you're at. That was my favorite thing to chase, was the big salmon. First salmon I ever caught, I fished, I don't know. I think it took me 2 years of fishing, but I fished by myself, and I was self-taught as far as the salmon goes. All I had was the guys at work telling me, do this and do that. You know what I mean? I didn't go fishing with anybody when I was first learned salmon fishing. So I learned just from watching other people on the bank catching fish and me catching fish. But anyway, I don't think I caught a fish the first season I tried salmon fishing. But with the first one I finally did hook into and catch, oh my goodness. I wish I'd had a video of it. It was the fight for the ages. So I was listening to the guys at work telling me what equipment I needed, what I needed to do, where I needed to go. And what does Dennis say here? Yeah, after this water pump job, I might treat myself to some fishing. That'd be a good idea. That sounds like a real good idea. I gotta get somebody a ride today and tomorrow back and forth from work, so I can't really go anymore because I got to stick around for somebody else's work. That's crazy. But anyway, uh, I was listening to the guys at work tell me what I needed equipment wise, and they meant well, and maybe that's what worked for them, but they were really steering me in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So there I was out fishing. I saw the other people on the bank what they were using to fish with, and I just never talked to anybody to get you know uh, out there on the fishing bank to for them to tell me what I really needed and all that. But this was before I knew how to do any of that with the big giant fish. I'd only ever fished for like perch or catfish before, and that guy talked me through it and worked with me for like 45 minutes. I'm not kidding you, with the waves crashing. I was jumping from rock to rock. He was spotlighting for me with because he had a flashlight, and the fish would make run after run, and he'd get to the end of my line. And all that was left was the knot tied on the spool. You know what I mean? There was no line to pull or nothing. He couldn't pull no more line because it was tied off. And it being 20-pound test, he couldn't break it unless he cut it. But yeah, I fought him and finally brought it in. And the guy that stopped to help me, he had, like I said, he had a net, he had the light, he had everything, scales and everything. He weighed it. It was 20 pounds. That was the first salmon I ever caught. 20-pound salmon, big giant king. And from that point on, I was hooked. I went every day when I could. Even when I was working, I'd go and fish till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and beat it home, and then go to work half dead the next day. Those were the days. And they had limits too. You were limited to five salmonoids, but you could have no more than three of one kind. So you could catch like two Atlantics and three cohos, or a mixture, of any of the different kinds of salmons. Those were the days. But now you got to drive 2.5, 3 hours to get to where the salmon are. Perch fishing, it's fun with the kids, and they taste good, but you got to catch a lot of them. The walleye fishing, I used to do a lot of walleye fishing. That's another fish that'll take fingers off. But like I said before, I started working out of state, and when I come back, I didn't really get back into it. I've been a few times. Like I said, taking the grandkids the last few years. It takes a lot of time though, especially when you got to drive someplace to get there. Dennis says, yes, monkfish will take your fingers quick. They can bust an oyster shell with their mouth. Right, and you're fishing for saltwater fish. From what I understand, pound for pound, those fish, it's like a tenfold increase in strength compared to the freshwater. I'm just catching the freshwater fish. Well, except for the salmon, the salmon that come in from the Atlantic. The Atlantic salmon come in. I guess they make a migration in and out of the Great Lakes through the St. Lawrence Seaway. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I've been saltwater fishing one time in my life. We went to Newport, Oregon, and we went tuna fishing on one of those tuna charter boats. And that was a blast. However, I think there was people, might have been 15 people, charter people, and then the captain and his first mate guy, and then I think there might have been 15, might have been only 10, but there was only one, two, three guys, and the rest were women. I think it was 10 folks, and us three guys. Well, the women they reeled in one fish and they were done, and then so it was on us three guys to reel in the rest, and then one of the three guys he reeled in three or four, and then he was done. He was a young fella, and then the rest of them fell on me and the guy the boss guy that flew me out there, him and his family were on vacation, and he said, "Hey, bring me some documents out here." I flew out there with some documents for him to sign, and I got to go fishing while I was out there. I stayed out there 3 or 4 days. Yeah, those tuna were something else. They fought and they fought, and it was lead core line, so they could get it down, and they could get it way out behind the boat, not down deep because they hit on the top. But yeah, you just reeled and reeled and reeled. The lead core line was real hard to reel, and then you're fighting this like a Volkswagen on the end of that line, trying to go the other direction. We ate a lot of tuna. We took home a lot of tuna. They were albacore tuna, great big giant. They were probably 30 pounds a piece, 35 pounds maybe. And they fought like crazy. Here's my bike that I ride with Toby. I didn't put it away yet. Red drum the size of my dog. I bet you they fight crazy. Lots of edibles. I mostly go for croakers, which I have no idea what those are, and mullet. Few trout, some blues, but there are lots of edible breeds here. I can imagine. You know what's crazy to me is those ocean fish. Their faces, they look like humans, like Mr. Limpet. This is the little device I use. Let's see if I can get it off of here. Come on. There's the little arm that comes off the back of the bike, and this hooks to Toby's harness right here, and then it keeps him right alongside the bike. It flexes forward, backward. So when we start our bike rides, this is how I know how tired he is when he's ready to quit. When we start our bike rides, he's up like this. The things turn like this, and then halfway through the bike ride, he's about even here. And then when I know he's tired, the arms swung back here like this, and he's dragging. But it's a pretty cool get up, pretty cool out little thing. I went to the website. I had one that I was borrowing from the dog school, and I went to the website. Less than half off. Oh, I'm at 2%. I just looked up to see. I'm at 2% power. We're gonna have to say goodbye. Come on, Tobe. Let me grab a seat here for a minute. Come here, Tobe. Let's say goodbye to the folks. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Such a good boy. Look at those teeth, too. I brush his teeth. He's got nice clean. I brush his teeth because I was told it costs over $2,000 or $3,000 to have their teeth cleaned when they're older. A 1,200-pound sturgeon, holy cow. Had to use a tractor to pull it in. Man, that's crazy. I don't know what I'd do. It'd break my line for sure. Yeah, after I caught that first salmon, the fellow that helped me out, he was all in complete rain gear. He was all decked out, ready to fish. He had everything and anything for fishing. And I stood there and talked to him forever. And I looked over all his gear. He showed me all his gear. He had a little wagon with all his stuff on it. Even had rod holders, And he had everything he needed, what do you call it? a long net and everything. And I looked at all his gear. I looked at his fishing poles. I looked at his reels, and he was laughing that I had a 6 foot ugly stick. He said, "Man, that you fighting that fish should be a commercial for Ugly Stick. 6 foot ugly stick." He said, "That's amazing. 20-pound salmon in the storm." Uh, so right after that, I headed right to the sporting goods store and went and bought all the right equipment, and and I fished and fished and fished, and then I moved up the rivers. You know, not just in the mouth of the rivers fishing them salmon. I moved up the rivers and started doing uh, drift fishing, and I got down to um, 6 pound leader and 8 pound test, or 6 pound test with an 8 pound leader. I got to go. I'm at 1%. Nice talking with you, Dennis. Hopefully we stop by again next time. Tell me more stories about your buddy Grant. Yeah, Grant could fish like Superman. It was like he could see through the water. I've fished with a couple guys like that, and it's really cool to see that. I got to go. I'm at 1%. Nice talking with you, Dennis. Nice seeing everybody in the chat line and the chat group. And thanks for joining. Thanks for coming by. And we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Maybe we'll get a garden come from the garden tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.